A little bit ago, I made a video for a demo for a little game called Ground Evases, and it did really well. Lots of people really seemed to enjoy it. Thank you so much. I had loads of requests for more, but I held off making a second video of that demo because of this. This is the not demo version. This is Ground Evases' alpha version. This is not their early access ready build yet, so we're still pre-release on their early access or anything, but the restrictions of the demo are lifted, and I can share them with you. Thank you, Blind Flux Studios. Appreciate that. I cannot continue where I left off. The saves are not compatible between the versions, but that's okay because we have a new map. Just saw that when I booted it up, and I said, you know what? We're going to record that instead. So we're going to Perranporth. We'll see what that's all about. Yeah. We got to start with 8 crew. Our base opening looks like it's about the same. Everything seems the same. It's just a different map. So I'm assuming we're going to have different challenges associated with that. Even the loading screen still says Litchfield. So it's not... Yeah, we'll see how it's different. It's probably quite different. And of course, if you like this video, please, down in the comments, let me know you want to see more again. And then this one I can continue since it's not restricted by demo stuff. Welcome, Commander. You have been allocated a plot of land to build up a new RAF airfield. You guys have seen this thing before. It seems about the same. I didn't show these ones before. I kind of skipped through them, so I'll just show them in this video here. You can pause if you want to read it and see how things work. You can read these if you'd like to, but we have natural resources, need to make workbenches and stuff to convert those resources, yada, yada, yada. Build an airbase capable of 3 things. We need a runway, parking spots for planes, and sleeping quarters for pilots and stuff. There we go. And then as a base commander, the morale of your people is critical for success. Manage their confidence, energy, and mood by building up a steady cooked food supply, good sleeping quarters, and meaningful downtime activities for their breaks. So we need to keep their morale high. Once we've established our airfield capabilities, we'll be able to receive regular flight missions, have weekly orders, do our part in winning the war. We'll get shipments from HQ, and hopefully be able to grow ourselves very well. We are starting with absolutely nothing. Oh boy. Cool. At least we're not being bombed this time. We have very little wood. I'm seeing that right now. Very few trees here on this plot of land. We have some wreckage over here we might be able to work with. There's a little bit of there's a pond over here for some water. We need to manage that stuff now. Yeah. All the little demo simplicities and guiding us through the game. It's gone, baby. Let's do this. So we need to cut down some trees. I'm going to go ahead and do that. We also have a fence right here. We can get the planks from this right away. Should be pretty good. Let's hold off on harvesting that stuff for now. We want to prioritize our people's time really well. Let's get that stuff harvested. Now, where the airstrip going to be? And I'm thinking right here, because it's wide open for a mile. Or maybe not a mile, but a very long time. It's wide open. And I think this is probably the best place to go about doing that. So why don't we take a look at maybe putting in a runway here, see how far we can get. So this airstrip, again, you can pause and read this if you'd like to. So this airstrip can go right through here, I think. And so what I'm thinking about doing is, why don't we make it, we'll start right at the tree line maybe, like about here. And what we want to do, you're going to see 3 numbers on the sides, basically. You have basically a tier list, length, width, and type. And your runway will be the tier of your weakest component in that type. So if we make our runway really long, so at the very beginning, let's do like a tier 4, like right at the very beginning. Since there's nothing to clear, I think this will be fine. But when we go to upgrade this, it's going to be very expensive. So maybe we hold back and make it tier 3 for now. That way we can kind of get ourselves to tier 3 faster. So because tier 4 is pretty expensive. So let's go like this. We'll go half and half on the way to tier 4. And that's it. Nobody needs to dig anything. No one needs to clear anything. That's just our airstrip, baby. Seems good, man. Okay, next thing we're going to want then for that is we need parking spaces for the planes. Now, before we take care of that, because parking spaces for planes do require resources, let's make sure our people are good. Okay, let's make sure everybody's solid here. So we got some resources queued up through all this stuff here. We want to talk about, like, because at the root, this is kind of a survival game too. So we want to make sure people are going to be good here. Let's take a look at shelter. We can build with tarp. We have 250 tarp to start. So I want deliveries and stuff are kind of coming in through this area. It looks like this is our delivery area. So I'm thinking, you know, storage really close by is a good idea. Maybe we'll put some storage like right here. And we want this to be indoor storage if we could. So this will kind of be just an area where people can, store stuff. That's pretty basic there. 6x8 seems like a good size, I think. I also think I'm going to have like a workshop area behind that. Probably. So we'll end up having like production of stuff in here. But before we get into that, let's make sure we have a good barracks for people to sleep in. And for the barracks, since the runway is here and our planes are probably parked around here, I kind of feel like maybe the barracks should be in this area, a little deeper in. So, you know, kind of closer to the planes, right? If they have to wake up in the middle of the night and get into planes to defend the base, then I'd want them to be closer. So why don't we say that the barracks, it doesn't have to be necessarily in line with that, but why don't we do something like this? We'll come out like this and we'll say here. So this is beds along the wall. Or do we go the other way around? No, I think we're fine. This is beds around the wall and then walkway. Beds along the wall. Walkway. This is a lot. Beds along the wall. I think this is too big. Let's bring it down about here then. 1, 2. I'm just like counting the tiles so I know where I'm going to be here. So I think beds, walkway, beds, walkway, beds. Yeah, this is about where I'd want this. So we're going to make this our barracks for now with the intention of, you know, coming out even further. Or we could even go this way later if we want to, but we're going to need a floor for these guys right there. We're going to need a roof over their heads like that. And then also we need to figure out where the doors are going to be. So I was going to put the beds along this side. And so I'm thinking if I do that, then the beds will be here and then the walkway would be here. So that would be where the door would go. And then the bed and then the walkway. So the door would be there. All right. That's good. And then if we're going to do beds like this, then we can actually save a little bit of resources. So the wall, I was doing some playtesting in the demo and stuff to kind of learn a few of these things. So the wall costs 2 tarp each, but the window costs 1. So we can put some windows in, is what I'm saying. So we have bed, space, bed, space, bed, space, bed, space. So why don't we flip it the other way around? We can go 1 window here, 1 window here, 1 window here. And then on the other side, we do the same thing. Window, window, and window. Just save a little bit of tarp doing that. Okay. Seems good. I think we can probably let it run now. We have a lot of tasks for these guys to take care of. So what I'm thinking is our storage will be here. We'll probably do some like production stuff here. I want kitchen, you know, those types of things. And then I think because the kitchen's probably going to end up being around here, we'll want to have a place for these guys to do leisure stuff. Very important for morale that they have leisure time and stuff to do during that time. So I'm going to put a table out this way. I think probably I'm planning on the kitchen and stuff being in this area. So we'll say the table goes, I don't know, here. Just slap it in here somewhere. And then the wooden chairs, we don't have a whole lot of planks yet. In fact, let's hold off on that until we have a means of producing more, which if this is storage, we can do that here. So let's say that the workbenches, we'll get a saw station. Saw station can go there. Probably going to want 2 of those because we're going to go through a lot of planks. So I'm going to get 2 of those. We're going to put them side by side here. That's going to require us to cut down even more trees. So just cut down more. Just lots of deforestation, okay? We don't care about nature. Who's doing that? Right there. Okay. And then if this is our storage, we're going to want to have a floor here as well. And then obviously a roof too. For now, I'm going to just do the floor. If I do a connected building, then I have to wait on the roof. I don't want to wait on the roof. So we'll just not do a connected building. We'll just put it roofed. Okay. That's the tasks. Ready, set, go, everyone. They have things to do. Everyone has things to do. All right, they made a table with no chairs. That's good. Okay, now the table, what I intended for this, and I don't actually know if this will work, but I intended for the table to be, where am I looking at here? It's right here, nearby a radio. All right, I wanted the table to be near a radio, but I think now I'm seeing a slight error in my ways. I'm going to put the radio, I think, here instead, like that. Yeah, maybe not that. Maybe I'm trying to think of where the other building is going to be. Like if the building is right here, then the radio should be kind of on the wall is what I was thinking earlier. But for now, I think it's one of those things where it doesn't really matter, right? So if this is along the wall, then the radio would end up being like here. That's fine. And then we're going to need chairs. And we can do these like tarp kind of camping chair sorts of things to kind of give people a place to just hang out. All right, near the radio is the idea. We'll give them 4 chairs here. So they have a place to lounge around. You can't have a base and no place to sit. It doesn't work. It just doesn't work. Nobody's going to like it. Nobody's going to like being here. Okay, we're going through tarp pretty quickly here. So we're going to need a way to make more. And I didn't put a door to this building because I'm an idiot. Okay, let's put a door in this building. Door right next to this. Sounds like a good idea. Right next to that. And then also maybe we can put another one like right there. This guy is... I don't know. He's collapsed from exhaustion. Hold on. Felt really exhausted with all the building work and collapsed. He's just not cut out for the service. Some people aren't. All right. I'm one of them. I'm just like you, buddy. Roderick, that's me. That's me right there. Just not cut out for this. Those are doors already. Okay. So we have doors in these buildings here. Now this has a roof over it now. So I want to put storage right here. And I think I want pretty much everything stored in here. Get it off the ground. Just everything just goes in here. And I'm going to make this a higher priority so that they just do that. So just throw everything in here so that it doesn't degrade, because it does degrade over time by being outside. We have integrity 99% on this now. These are just sandbags. Interesting that would be 99% at this point. But exposure to the ground, 5% faster degradation. Exposure to the sky, 20% degradation. I'm not sure how sandbags are getting that fast, but okay. Sure. It's sand. The grain seeds, totally fine. Sandbags on sand, not a good thing. Tarps, that makes sense. Food rations, that makes sense, right? You know, lumber, planks, and things like that. That makes sense. We need to get all this stuff inside, all right? Different types of metals, advanced electronics, that kinds of stuff, repair parts. They all need to be put inside. All right. So in the meantime, they're doing this area, and I'm going to want them at least tonight. It doesn't look like they're going to have any beds to sleep in. So they have an interior. They have some place indoors to sleep, but they're not going to have any beds tonight because we just don't have any beds. We're only down to actually 7 tarp remaining. Yikes, only 7 tarp. Okay, we're going to need more tarp faster than I thought. So inside this building here, I'm going to go and remove a zone right here. Why don't we actually do it all the way on the edge? So let's remove here. Right there, we're going to remove. And then inside this, we're going to want our first, I guess, really functional thing. This is a tailor station. This is going to allow us to make more tarp, basically. So we're going to put that inside. It has to be inside. In order to build this, we need machinery. I mean, I need metal and stuff too, but machinery is going to be a thing that we don't currently have. So in order to get that, I need the metal workshop as well. So we're going to have the metals workbench right here too. Okay. So hopefully, like, this is what helps their morale, right? They need a place to sit, place to hang out. They need to be able to listen to, you know, the radio and everything. This is going to help their morale recover after a hard work day. And it's going to need that recovery because they're about to go in here probably and sleep on the ground, which is going to hurt their morale. So we definitely don't want that to be a thing that persists too much longer. So I was kind of hoping they would build this stuff, but they were very adamant about this. But now that they don't have the resources for this anymore, maybe they'll focus on this stuff, which is good because that's the next day is, you know, it's going to be day 2 here, and they very much need to get working on converting a lot of these raw resources over. I also need to like bring stuff over here too. So I'm thinking I might have to tell people just to do general labor. Like, can I have somebody focus on nothing but general labor, please? Who is it going to be? Who is that? Let me see if this works. Nigel Quinn. So where is Nigel Quinn? Right here. So he's chilling. Talking. Okay, there's the radio. Okay, Nigel Quinn should be just moving things over is what he should be doing. There he goes. Yeah. Just move things in here, Nigel. That's your job. Everybody else has got other things to do, but Nigel is just a mover. He's putting things in here so it doesn't degrade, hopefully. There we go. No storage degradation. Fantastic. No storage degradation. Just get in here. That's great. Okay, so the metal working station's getting done first. That's nice. Morale's down to 21.8. It's going pretty low. We need machinery, please. Let's make at least 5 of them. 4 of them are going to go from here, and then we're going to have the work order for this that persists. Just keep making these until we have 5 and then move on to something else is what I'm going to tell them to do. Metal. We can do the same thing here. Let's make it until you have 12, I guess. So he's making machinery right now. Yeah, that's good. We have the plank station here. I want to have like 50 planks. So I want you to make planks until we have 50. And I'm going to put the same work order on the other one too. There we go. Until you have 50. So these work orders will exist. And this allows us to just make them faster over time as we go. Yeah, a little bit. Got some planks left to deliver here, but it's going to be great. Once we get the tarp done, then we can have them come over here. Now, I guess I could give them a bed. It's work time right now. I would have to delay. I have to work on their schedule a little bit here. You've done a pretty good job, Nigel, of moving things over. I got to say, you did a pretty damn good job. Good job, Nigel. The MVP, man. Let's go to schedule. So they're about to have leisure here. I don't think there is any way I could give them beds tonight. No. So I'm just going to let them go. There's no way I can give them beds tonight, unfortunately. This will, I think, finish tomorrow. There's only one more machinery needed here. And yeah, so we should be able to hit that tomorrow. And then the tailor will then use resources, of course, to make that. Let's go ahead and have them chop down a few more things over here. Now, we do have some stuff over here, like I showed you before, at this big old area here. And I could have them start getting these things. Look at all the wood that's over here. Like these planks and stuff. What is this? Oh, this is wild grain. See, we can harvest this grain. Yeah, absolutely. Bring that over here too. So lots of planks and stuff we could harvest to make that happen. Let me just turn Nigel back to doing, I think, general labor stuff as well. We're going to need someone to be dedicated to cook at some point, but not yet. Yeah, not yet. As long as there's a lot of stuff to build, then yeah. We have 23 planks remaining. I think probably it's time to start getting our airplanes going. So let's get our small parking for a plane. Wow, you're going to take off on that side? I thought you would be going from that side and then you'd be landing here and then pulling into your space. But it's looking to me like, is there any way to change that? Can I change which direction they take off in? I don't think so. I don't see any. I'm looking at text on the screen. I don't see it. So, okay. So if this is where one spot is, I guess we'll just go 1, 2. We'll start with 2 for now. That's 80 planks worth of stuff there. So that's going to take a while, but we'll start with 2. We have 85 food rations left. And we don't have any chairs for them to sit in when they're eating, so I could probably have them work that, but that's planks as well. So we're going to hold off on that. At least we have the tarp chairs up. Some place to sit. Yeah. Some place to sit. It's better than no place to sit. Okay. So this thing's going to get built, and then we'll start working on getting more tarp. And at that point, we can then start making the beds. So I'm going to start actually queuing that up right now. So sleeping, bed, and we're going to want to go... And they're going to make the roof and everything too. But bed. Wait, no. Not that. No, not that. Cancel. Can I click that? Nope, not the roof. The bed. Can I get rid of the roof? Can't get rid of the roof. They're not going to make the bed in the right spot. If I can't cancel harvest destroy actions. Maybe it's this one. No, you took away the whole roof. So that's the problem that existed in the demo too, and I guess it's still here. They have to work on that. If you build something inside a roofed building and you want to delete that thing, it deletes the roof too. It's like you're going through the roof to get to that thing, and like you have to hit the roof too. So I'm hoping that they fix that, but that was a thing in the demo too. I just didn't point it out because I figured they'd fix it. Well, now I'm pointing it out because they didn't fix it yet. Again, pre-early access. This is not a build that is prepared for you to play right now. So there's going to be stuff here. Just FYI, don't judge until they actually release it, okay? But I get to play early, and I feel humbled by that. It's really great. Right here, and here. That's give me 4 beds, and then I'm going like, I think, let's go like this, haha, like this, and like this. We'll just alternate back and forth like that. And then the other side will also have beds along that row, but I'm just getting people beds so that they can stop having their morale drain rapidly every single day. Once we have tarp, which is going to happen as soon as this guy is done working on this. Man, this takes a long time to build. I mean, it makes sense. It's a workbench. It's a big station, right? So tarp, I want you to just repeat, honestly. Have a lot of tarp, but let's have you produce until we have 100 tarp. Okay. So hopefully somebody will come in here and be like, hey, we don't have 100 tarp. We need to build it. There we go. Yeah. There's some tarp. And now somebody can come out, and it's in storage because we're in here. So now they can take that tarp and come on over here and build things. Hopefully build beds because our morale is now in the negative. Ugh, come on now. Get over there and build those beds. At least, yeah, get a couple of them. There's one done. They didn't get the roof done, but there's one done. I don't know if they'll actually sleep in the bed if it's not under a roof. So they may not do that. Yeah, they're going to choose to sleep under a roof over sleeping in a bed. Maybe not. Nope. This guy definitely slept in this bed. There is one bed available. And I bet his morale is going to be greatly improved compared to everybody else's. Not to mention his, energy and stuff is going to be replenished better than everybody else's too, I think. So I would think, yeah, his numbers are way higher than, well, some of these guys have higher numbers, but today should be the day because we should have somebody making tarp all day today. So today should be the day where you guys actually have beds to sleep in, and hopefully with a roof over your head. We'll see. In the meantime, we're still working on the airplane parking spots, which really needs to get done as well. But I'm kind of thinking I should have maybe focused one. Yeah. This is the problem with this. Like they had like 5 more to deliver on this, and they just chose not to. Instead, started to deliver it here instead. What the game really needs is a way to prioritize the specific tasks, not just generalized tasks, but specific tasks. Like allow me to specifically say this one's most important. That's really necessary. Okay, base morale is really low right now. Wow. -22. I guess that happens when you have this many people that don't have a place to actually sleep. Some people still have this problem. Some people do. But I think most of our people now, we have, 6 beds? I can't quite see it. Until the roof is built, I can't hide it. It looks like most of our, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of 8 have a bed to sleep in tonight. And then the rest of these will get done, I guess. So now we're only -4. Maybe still in the negative to start the work day. This will get done today, and then we'll have airplanes today. That should help a lot. Getting airplanes will definitely help. We need 10 beds, but I also need them to finish the roof over this. So, yeah. Okay, we have a parking spot for a plane. So let's talk about that now that we're 20 minutes into the video and still don't have a plane in this Airfield game. I have the Gloucester Gladiator, okay? I also have the pre-war Gloucester Gladiator. And this is done by just simply giving the game your email address. You just give them your email address, and they send you a code, and you pop that in the settings, and you get this. That's it. So that's what I did, and we're going to have these planes. It's basically identical, I think. Here's the stats on this one. And stats on this one. I believe those are identical. I haven't actually looked at it meticulously, but I believe they're identical, and that's what you get. So we're going to get 2 of those pre-war planes. There we go. They sound like little RC cars when you speed up time. Okay, so we need to get more beds in here now too. So I'm looking at sleeping, bed. Let's make, let's see, this bed happen. 1 there. Yep, and then we want to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, there we go. So that'll be our sleeping quarters. Hopefully people can get on that with reasonable time, man. There's just not enough tarp in the world, man. Go, 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 man. Make enough tarp. So much tarp needed, and planks, but yes, tarp especially. Okay, so we're at 31 food rations. It's time to start thinking about food now. Now that we have basic shelter. That took way too long. It really did. My fault, not necessarily balance issues. I'm not complaining here. I think it's my fault here. I'm looking for the grow areas. That's an area thing. Gardening zone. Yeah, so we have some seeds, grain seeds. And I thought we had some grain because we have it to just harvest over here. They haven't really done that yet, but that's okay. I want to get started with growing our own because we have some seeds. So I'm going to put a growing zone. I think maybe like this. 8 by 5. 8 by 5 is probably too big. Probably not necessary to have this big, but I'm going to go like this. And what I want to do is have food growing there. Yep. And then next to that, in another gardening zone, right next to that, we're just going to do a much thinner one, I think, maybe here. And we're going to have seeds growing here. Okay. So we can replenish that a little bit and keep going and have grain, hopefully. So morale is -7.7. Sleep, everyone, sleep. I have beds for almost everyone, man. We're so close to having everyone in a bed. We have positive morale, finally. No degradation. Stop. Okay. Once you get planes, you get this. You get missions. Yeah. So you can read this if you'd like to, but I'll go ahead and explain most of it to you anyway. And the biggest thing is that morale, the base morale, is heavily influenced by mission results. So if we fail a mission, at this point, our morale is kind of teetering, right? But if we fail a mission, it's going to be worse. If we get successful missions, it can be better, okay? So this is our mission window. The objective is a routine recon mission around our base's airspace perimeter, okay? Our requirements for this require 5 to 25. It's kind of like a RNG. It's going to roll this, okay? There's a 5% risk, and we have unknown consequences. We have 8 hours and 50 minutes to respond to this. Our combined force currently is 0 because I don't have any planes assigned to it. So when I assign a plane to it, we can see the relevant skill for the pilots here. Every pilot's a little different. Their mood plays a role, how much energy they have, all these things. Their stats are going to play a role too, as well as the condition of their plane. In this case, 27 to 35 is adequate because on the low end is higher than the high end here. So very high chance of success. There's that 5% risk still, but very high chance of success. And it's going to take 20 fuel away from us here too. We have a little bit of fuel, so it's going to take 20 fuel here too. He's in a good mood, I guess. So we're going to go ahead and start that mission. 97% chance to succeed. Let's go ahead and let's not have it be like an RC plane here for a second. Let's just, I just want to hear how it sounds. Oh yeah. I'm digging the art style in the game too. Sounds pretty good. I think it sounds pretty good. Yeah. Nice job, guys. Okay. So, this dude basically slept outside. It's not fair, but it's what he did. Come on. Tarp production. Successful mission is here. Here's our debrief. Everything went really well. We get a +5 to our base mood. +10 to base confidence. And we get a victory point. Victory points are very important because victory points are how we essentially upgrade and buy things, okay? If you take a look at the plane shop, you'll notice that these two are available to buy, but everything else was red or locked. We spend victory points to buy the planes. So we have 1 out of 12 that we can bank. And you see the Hawker Hurricane costs 3. I could get this one, but I don't have 3. So it's red. I can't get it. Every plane has different perks, has different stats and stuff. So, you know, having a variety of planes could be a good thing for various different missions. There's lots of different mission types. And then you can also see on this screen what kind of parking spot these planes need. This is a tier 1 spot. These two will fit in that. So will this one. But this one needs a tier 2 spot. So does this one. This one needs a tier 3 spot. Right? And then you have the airstrip tier that the plane requires in order to take off. So in this case, we have airstrip tier 1 is here. If I wanted these planes, victory points is not enough. Even though I have the parking space, I would need a tier 2 airstrip. And to get that, I just need to convert this runway from being dirt to being sand. Or I can go to concrete and that'll make it tier 3. And then my runway will just be at tier 3 and it'll be great. But that requires a lot of concrete. I am in no shape to make that right now. So we're going to continue on as we are. Speaking of which, making concrete is something we can totally do. And I should probably get a workstation up for that. So why don't we go to concrete mixer, and I can put that here. I can put that here. I don't know. It's kind of, maybe I'll just put it over here. I don't know where I'm going to put that, honestly. Concrete mixer, maybe just stick it here. Whatever. It's fine. So we can build that station there too. You guys have beds now, right? Yeah, everybody's got beds. There's the roof, finally. And we have enough beds. Everything is great. What is this? It kind of looks like a dog. Are you a dog? There's a doggo in there. I had no idea we had a doggo in here. Like a building visibility toggle, yeah. Yeah, the dog is walking around. How about that? I can't click it, though. Just kind of wanted some details on the dog, but I don't have it. Well, that's very cool. I'm glad there's a doggo. Let's get a field kitchen. For now, we'll make a proper kitchen before, but we're gonna put a field kitchen. And I'm gonna get it like right over here. I think. Yeah, near the storage is probably better though, right? And near the harvested crops and stuff. Yeah, all right, we'll do that. Do that instead. Let's put it right over here. We're gonna get a field kitchen, and you know, it'll of course make more food for us here. We're running out of rations. Okay, we're down to 9 food rations. So we do have food. Don't get me wrong. There's 114 food here, but if we convert that food into meals, it's more efficient. But we have been getting food from like harvesting the berries and things like that around there. They're around the area and stuff. All that's a thing that we can do. There's some wheat and stuff we can go and get from there. Is there anything I'm not currently covered with? Let's say. So concrete will be here. I got the 2 saw stations to make planks. I got the metal workbench up. We're making tarp again. And we're actually going to get ahead on tarp now. So that's great. We're going to make it. We're going to make tarp until we have 100 of it. That's probably a good number. You know, I have 3 planks. Let's get some more wooden chairs. I'm going to put wooden chairs here, here. You know, just queue up a bunch of them here. There we go. So we'll get 8 wooden chairs on that table, and they can eat their meals there too. They can go out there and they'll hang out and together and eat their meals on a table. I don't know if it has as big of an effect on them as it does in RimWorld, but yeah, it's all right. And this field kitchen requires what resources? Just the wood. Oh, just like straight up logs from trees. Yeah. Well, I guess I don't have any more to cut down. I did mark all these to cut down. They're just not happening. And all these planks still aren't collected either. Maybe I should get some people on harvesting as a dedicated task. You know, I think the morale being a problem is, well, it's also a much bigger deal. I don't know why order a plane didn't tick. Because I've ordered, that's interesting. So this special plane, that devs, you guys will see this and be like, oh yeah, we got to fix that. I get it. Again, Pre-early access. The special plane you get for unlocking it with your email address, it does not actually tick this. You need a Gladiator Mark 1 for this, not a Gladiator pre-war. So that's a thing. Okay. So I'm going to get another small parking space, and then I'm going to have to buy the Gladiator pre-war before I can unlock stuff from HQ. That sucks. So this is HQ shipment. Again, you can stop this and read this if you'd like to. I'm going to go over it right now anyway. So basically what we have here are, we're considered Group C fields, where this is our current rank. We want to move up in the ranks. B, A, and then as airfields, and then finally a Class C Airbase, B base, and finally an A airbase. To do that, we need to meet certain requirements. So for instance, to make an airfield Group B, I need to have a tier 2 runway, a minimum of 2 runways, a minimum of 3 parking spots. So I can make a different runway if I want to, which I didn't think about, but that's actually a pretty good point. Could have done that. So I'm looking at that. Then over here on this side, we have 6 days left until the end of the week. And for the initial week, there's no requirements. So our initial shipment is coming at the end of the week anyway. They're going to bring us 100 metal, 40 food rations, 10 repair parts, and 10 fuel. Okay? These are our completed missions. And this week it doesn't matter very much, but we need to meet a quota of missions that complete successfully, as well as a minimum of number of missions we need to accept. So if we have to accept, you need let's say you need 4 completions, okay? Maybe they'll send us 5 missions, maybe they'll send us 10 missions, but we need 4 completions. That's what this would be, right? So we need to attempt missions. If we're failing them, and then we obviously need to attempt even more missions. But as long as we are completing enough missions for that week, we will get our shipment. If we don't complete the minimum that we're required to, we'll get a reduced shipment. We can also get strikes. 3 strikes, you're out. Basically. So a strike would be like you didn't complete 3 missions, that kind of thing. So if we don't meet our quota, we get a strike. Okay, now that everybody is under a roof and sleeping in a bed, I'm expecting morale to improve greatly. I want to see it back in the green now. Okay? And I want to see everything fixed, and I don't want to see anyone complaining anymore. You can come over, you can get food, you can sit down, not at a table yet, but you can sit down and eat. Yeah, we're up in the green now. We're recovering morale. Very good. Okay. And we have our crops and stuff, which is growing 35 food for us right now. Plus, we're going to be getting some seeds out of this one. That's nice. And I don't know if this is the right ratio for this. For all I know, I need just as many spots, but I figured whatever. Like, our expected return is 48 seeds. And, that's more than we're using here anyway. So I'm just kind of hoping that that's a thing. All right. Now, another thing is water. Oh, also, and they need a toilet. Yep, probably should do that next. So water is the thing. Here's a water pond. They're going to get raw water from that. They need to purify it to have nice drinking water, right? That's something that I think the field kitchen can do. So hopefully they will just build this very soon today. I'm hoping somebody comes up here and just decides to do that. There it is. Okay. So we'll work on that too. And it can just go into the storage here. And in fact, I think maybe we should have a door into storage like right here. And if we do that, then it's easier for the kitchen and stuff to come through here, and people can walk through here and stuff too. It's just probably pretty good. The storage is kind of filling up, but that was the whole point, is just to get everything off the ground and under a roof. So as we start using the raw resources, I think hopefully it'll take care of itself there. Okay. We don't have this done yet, so that's kind of an important thing too. Rainy recon mission. Check out the rainy area close to the base perimeter. We need a 10 to 30 observation. I assume that's what the skill is. Let's see. So we have I wish it would tell me exactly what that skill is. I'm sure there's a screen where it does, but it just says an eyeball. I'm going to go with observation. Anyway, so if I click this guy, he's got a 96% chance to succeed. I think that's probably fine. Yeah, 96%. We can go with that. So that plane will take off and go do that mission. All right, now hopefully they finish this today too, because I'd like to get this done so we can start getting you know, be established in our airstrip capabilities, our airbase capabilities. These things here look like they are degraded. Or what? 97 improper. Oh, these are just trash piles. Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, the food, the raw food, it still degrades. Even though it's under here, it still degrades. So you really have to cook with it. Yeah. Field kitchen. Let's get the meals done. And I want to have like 20. I mean, yeah, like always have 20 on hand, I guess, is probably a good place. This is done and we're successful. And then purified water is also a thing we can work with too. And let's maybe get, I don't know, we'll go with 20 on that one too. Okay. So someone who hopefully will start working in the field kitchen. Now we have 2 victory points. We have beds. Things are looking up. I know the base morale is bad, but things are kind of starting to look up from what they were before. So what I can do is I can go over to my crew list and I can hire people now. Yeah, I can spend my victory points on hiring people. I'm going to do that. So I can do this with Ivan and with Ian. So I can only afford 2 because they cost me victory points, but I can get people coming in here and I have planes. Do I have enough beds now? Ooh, I mean, I have enough beds now. I have just enough beds now. Wow. Okay, so just enough beds for this many crew, so I'm going to have to expand my barracks. But, and I will have to do it because this pilot's coming in and he's not going to have a bed. Good news is I have lots of tarp, so I can do that now. So why don't we take this building and we're going to expand this direction. We're going to bring it out, let's say this far. Yeah, we're going to bring it out this far. That's good. And then we can put in the doors, same places here and here. And then the windows, we do the same thing for the windows here and here and there and there. Okay. I don't know about removing the wall, because again, it might tear down the roof anyway, but if it does, then I'll just have to rebuild it. If I was to expand this roof, I wonder if it'll let me do this. No, because there's already a construction in the way. Gotcha. So can I do this? Okay, so I can have 2 roofs. That won't look bad. It'll look fine. Yeah, that'll be all right. Okay, so we'll expand that out. We'll get more beds. We have the tarp to do it now. And, also we'll need the floors done in here too, right? So floors there. And, you know, morale is improving. With extra set of hands, we can hopefully get a lot more stuff done now. We should see progress being made a lot faster now, hopefully. More people making planks, more people making tarp, etc. And I think I want somebody on food all the time. So let me go to crew. I'm just going to pick somebody. So Nigel, he's angry, is likely to damage things. Leslie is angry, likely to damage things. Okay. All right. Okay, I understand. I want Roderick to focus on food. Your task is food now, sir. Yeah, Roderick should come over and make food all the time. He's going to be the camp chef. Pilot competition. Ooh, interesting. We are holding a friendly competition. Send your best pilots. 10, so a pilot, a single pilot. It is a safe mission. Okay, 10 to 50, huh? It's going to be you, Neil. Neil's our best pilot. 57% chance to succeed. He's in a good mood, so I'm crossing my fingers for you, Neil. Get out there and make us proud. We'll see what happens with that. This is going to be done soon. Let's go ahead and take a look at the event log. Recon successful. Everything looks clear. Let's see if we can see any updates on that mission as it happens. There it is. There's been an accident. Someone is hurt. Uh-oh. Is it on my base or is it the plane? It's on my base right here. Wait, no, that's not it. I don't know. Is it on my base? Can I click it to find out who it was? Oh, right here. Maybe this is it. Are you injured? I don't know. He's very mad though. He's not in a good space at all. Another competitor was injured, so we flew them to the to a hospital. Oh, okay. Another competitor was injured, so it's not somebody on my base. But is it... Okay, I was successful, though. Fine. Good. Roderick felt exhausted, collapsed, but he's back. He's assembling food. We should have... let's see if we can see it. Meals right here. 15 meals are in here now. So, because we're out of rations, so they have to eat the meals or just the raw food. And now they're going to be eating the meals. So I think we made it in time to get that happening. Feels good. And then now I want to go ahead and get the regular gladiator to satisfy that mission. So there we go. So we need to respond to missions. Unfortunately, this one didn't count for that because, you know, it's, I didn't progress in time. So yeah. We need 3 successful missions, respond to at least 4, and then receive HQ's shipment. But we have 3 successful missions for this week. It's next week that matters most. Because next week, like this coming week, we get the shipment regardless. But next week, you know, we don't necessarily get the shipment regardless. Okay, we have the pilot here now, but I did not get a bed. So let's pause and get that bed. Right next to it, probably not. We'll go here. Yep, here and here. It can be a good. That's a good set of beds to start things off. Of course, everybody's in leisure time now, so yeah, we're teetering on the borderline here for our base morale. Here, we're just kind of hanging out, just barely in the green. But I think there's a balance here. We're definitely going to be able to get, and I just have to get there. So if you would like to follow me on this journey to get there. This starting from absolute scratch, and now we have 3 planes and a big runway that I didn't have to clear for or clear space for. This will end up being my tier 3 runway eventually. We can build another, like we can build a tier 1 or a tier 2 or whatever for other planes, but I'll eventually upgrade this one to concrete since it has that length and width and everything, and so we'll just go with that. And then these planes, I'm not sure if I can move planes from one parking spot to another. I'm not sure if that's a thing it lets me do. But if it lets me do that, then that would be great as well. Then I can move this along. Or, you know, I'll just have the other runway be, you know, maybe right next to this as a tier 1. And then these things can always use that. And I can have the bigger planes on this side. It's a possible thing, you know. Anyway, we're starting the day with a 10 morale-ish. Yeah, 11.3. Things are looking up. We do have a few people who are angry, but I got a feeling they'd be angry anyway, okay? And Roderick is going to hold down the fort with the food situation. We have tables and stuff here. I can go ahead and put in additional chairs right here. Wooden chairs. Everybody can eat together at the table, right? Whoa, they're just like appearing. They just showed up there. You see that? They just appeared. That's interesting. There we go. Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, we're getting up there. It's recovering. All right, that's good. All right, come on back for the next one, and we'll see if whether we actually are recovered, okay? Take care. We'll see ya. Bye-bye.